Good morning, everybody. This is Michael, third shift in the wee hours of the night with your daily trivia question. Happy Sunday, happy Halloween, all that good stuff. So peaceful this morning, as it is every Sunday as far as I'm concerned. And it's easy like Sunday morning. And doggone it, I'm going to do everything I can today to keep it that way. That is for sure. Now, the answer to the previous trivia question was H.G. Wells's famous story, The War of the Worlds. The War of the Worlds was known as a radio drama, which was very popular back in the 1930s, presented by the Mercury Theater. It was performed and broadcast live as a Halloween episode at 8 p.m. on Sunday, October 30th, 1938, which was the trivia question, on CBS Radio. It became famous for causing widespread panic. That's the name of a rock band, by the way. For causing widespread panic among its listeners and for supposedly tricking some of its listeners into believing that a Martian invasion was actually taking place on Earth. It incorporated this breaking news style of storytelling, which they employed very periodically in little pot shots during the very first half of the show. The following day, on Halloween, as ironic as it was, there was widespread outrage. This was expressed in the media, the newspapers. Orson Welles had to do a lot of interviews by reporters and answer for this whole thing. The news bulletin and break-in type of format was described as deceptive by newspapers and other public figures, leading to an outcry against all of the broadcasters that were involved. There were actually calls for regulation by the FCC at the time. Now, when you take all of those variables and factors into a show that most people listen to, even though it caused widespread panic like it did, what you got on your hands is a good hit, quite frankly. And the broadcast was narrated, of course, by Orson Welles. And this episode in particular secured his place in history. And when all was said and done, he would later go on to be a famous Hollywood director. Orson Welles, of course, is of the Citizen Kane fame, one of the greatest movies ever made, etc. A couple little geek factoids about the War of the Worlds. CBS initially, after reading the script and prior to the live broadcast, insisted upon some 28 changes in phrasing before anything took place. And this was in an effort to kind of tone things down because they could see kind of trouble ahead. Executives thought the script could be too credible. So they actually knew of the storyline. And some listeners believed the story was real because they tuned in the latter part of the show, and they missed the whole introduction, which was disclaimers basically indicating that the show was a work of science fiction. So there were a couple of different factors and variables that went into the panic that ensued. But like I said, it went down in history, the War of the Worlds on Halloween night, as one scary thing that happened on Earth, an invasion from Mars. Okay, and that brings us to today's trivia question for Halloween. Happy Halloween on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Sunday morning, whatever it may be for you, on October 31st. On this day in 1926, this famous performer, whose name escapes me, died from a ruptured appendix after being caught off guard by a student who punched him twice in the stomach following a lecture. One of my favorite bands to play on Sunday. Some Led Zeppelin for you. Have a good day, folks. Peace out.